shit. Hang on. Whoa. Oi. I know my cushions are going to be uncomfortable because I don't have any cushions on my couch because they are having to be cleaned. My son squished a chocolate coin into both of my covers, would you believe, on my couch. So it was a gold coin for doing well in homeschooling today because, mummy's good at homeschooling apparently. Aced today's homeschooling. Good afternoon, Bodacious. How are we today? We'll give a chance for some people to come in, and then I've got some thoughts on last night's Hannibal and Pedro interview with Eli. I've got some thoughts for Eli. And as you can tell from the title, I guess you're on your own now. And we'll just wait and see. Give people some chances. Good morning, Alessa. If that was your son yesterday, handsome young man. Yes, that is my youngest. That is my 15-year-old youngest son. I know. He's got that swoopy emo hair going on that he likes. So we'll give people a chance to come in because notifications take a little time. He's adorable. He's 15 going on 20 at this point. He's got a girlfriend. He's his own little man. He's doing a mechanics course because he wants to be a mechanic. We're currently homeschooling him 3 days a week, and 2 days a week he's at a mechanics course. So he's turning into a right little gentleman. Wearing my red rum top, especially today. Morning, Wisdom. I guess it's morning over there. I'm not quite sure where Wisdom lives, but I'm going to guess you're in America, Wisdom. Awesome. Well, thank you, Alessa. We'll just give people some time to come in, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on the Pedro and Hannibal interview. Good morning, Jesse. And I'm going to give my thoughts on... Oh, you're in England. Oh, well, excuse me. I thought you were an American. I don't know why. I guess it's the weird time zoning. Oh, you're near Manchester. Oh, okay. Well, I live in Norfolk. Oh, I didn't know you were from Manchester, Wisdom. Well, a fellow Brit. Morning, Katie. So we're going to talk about the Hannibal and Pedro interview. Put one in the chat if you saw the interview yesterday. It was interesting. I think it could have been done slightly differently, but that is obviously my own opinion. Everyone's going to beg to differ on yesterday's interview. I have some key points that I'm kind of like they could have done differently, but every person that ever interviews somebody is different. Interview techniques, interview questions, they can all be different. No idea what you're on about. I didn't think you would have. A lot's gone on in the week I've been off. Good morning, Jesse. Remember, if you want to support the channel, the super chat is the best way to do it so I can receive some money at the end of the month. But we've got 7 people here. I know we've got some lurkers. Eli, if you're watching again, go to bed. Go get some sleep. It's hard to do a good interview with the coach. You're only as good as the material you have to work with. That is what I'm going to suggest. I do have some tiny little pointers. Is it anything to do with Eli? Of course it is. I'm sorry, Katie, it's got to do with Eli. I'm sorry. A lot went on yesterday. We did a welfare check on Dawn. For many, many reasons. As much as Eli would like to think we did a welfare check to hurt him, it was a welfare check to check on Dawn. No matter what he says, he can paint it, sugarcoat it, whatever he wants. Do what you will with that, Eli. But no, when isn't it to do with him? Well, I'm sorry. Hold on. I missed it. I'd been training Canadian colleagues, fell asleep when I got home. Oh, no worries, Bodacious. The cliff notes basically of the interview, where it was basically the same old Eli, basically giving the same old reasons for the same old stuff. Nothing had really changed. If you take his interview with Rogue Internet Man, Eli did answer questions, but he didn't really stay on topic. Eli has a tendency to wander in a topic. It was meant to be a jokey comment. Of course, it's always about Eli. Eli's my little money maker. I meant because he's always has a... Yeah, Eli's my little money maker. But Eli was talking about me the other day, so fair is fair. Eli spoke about me on a live stream the day. Even doxed me and mentioned my name, so my real name. So he's fair game. As I said the other day. Thank you to Alessa for the $5 super chat. Thank you. He may as well cash app you himself. Well, you know, he might as well. I provide all the I do provide the information, you know. I do keep up to date as much as I can. Apart from next week, I'm working 5 days in a row. I'm working Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then I am only off for like 1 day, and then I'm back in. So I don't know how much I can bring to the table next week. But as this week has been so full packed, I doubt next week will be as exciting. But thank you to Alessa for the $5. I hope everybody enjoys my channel. I do try. Obviously, I'm not to everybody's cup of tea. Hang on, I'm just trying to share something. Oh. But I do try to. Well, I'm not like Eli. I don't want everybody to like me because, well, if everybody liked me, it'd just be same old, wouldn't it? Like, you know. All right, I'm just trying to share it out. There we go. I don't necessarily want everybody to like me on YouTube because YouTube would be a pretty boring place, I guess, if everybody was happy, dappy, and, you know, la-di-dari. So the interview last night, for me personally, it was a little bit soft. I think because of, it might have been this, because of the drama with the police, the drama with the welfare check, maybe they sort of went a bit easy on him because he'd had quite a, if you want to call it, quite a full day. And then he'd been on Robert Reitz the night before. So he'd been quite overloaded. It was a lot in a short space of time. Maybe, just maybe, he kind of was going easy on. I think Pedro wanted to go a little harder on him and Hannibal was going a little soft on him. Maybe because of all the stuff that had gone on. Maybe they just wanted to give him a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a bit of a chance to like show himself, but yeah, same old deflections, just in a forced manner of relaxation. Yeah, he didn't seem triggered. He didn't seem too worried about the interview. He just seemed a bit nonchalant. It was kind of boring. Yeah, the comments under Hannibal, I think they did the best they had with what they had. Eli's a hard one to interview. I can't compare it to things. I've only ever done one interview and one interview alone. many, many moons ago, if everybody remembers, and you were part of my channel back then, when I hit 500 subscribers, I did an interview with Rant Jams. I had Rant Jams on for like was it an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I did an interview with him, and we talked about everything. We talked about YouTube. We talked about politics. We talked about religion. We talked about the future. We talked about the past of YouTube, the present, the future. We talked about his family. We talked about his life. We talked about everything. And it was a really good interview. And the reason it was a really good interview is because it was free flowing and there was some energy to it. Rant Jams is like fucking full of energy. He's like full of coffee. I don't know. It was a bit more hyped. The interview last night, as well as Hannibal and Pedro can do with Eli, and as you've seen, he's a bit monotone. Eli's just a one-trick pony. It's kind of the same answers to the same questions to different people. And I thought maybe, just maybe, he could have been a little bit more into it. But Pedro and Hannibal themselves did an amazing job trying to get answers out of Eli. Direct answers. It's like trying to get blood out of a stone. I'm sorry, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. Obsessing with the chat, 20% of his focus spent on listening to the host. Yeah, I do believe he was looking quite a lot at his phone and watching the chat, because after they said that they weren't going to ban anybody, they weren't going to stop anyone talking, you know, it kind of, he still wasn't happy. I don't think he was still happy with the way the interview went. I think he'd have rather had no trolls in the chat. Was it Silicone? I want to say Silicone. Someone correct me if they saw it. Was it Silicone that donated $100? They were trying to avoid ambushing allegations. Yes, but is it an ambush when Eli basically begged to have the interview? Is it an ambush when you've basically spent the last 6 months of your life begging for an interview that they eventually just gave you just to like shut you up? Thank you to Bodacious for the $2 super sticker. Thank you, Bodacious. As always, you know I appreciate every donation, however big or small. I'm not like Eli. I don't need to wallet watch people. But I did see the look on Eli's face when that $100 from Silicone popped up on screen. It was kind of like biting his lip from the inside. Hannibal and Pedro seem to be well prepared in their approach. Interviewing Eli is an honest way without triggering him, and him into being overly defensive is a tightrope to walk. The thing is, he asked for so long to have the interview, and then when it came to it, he just wanted everything to be his way or the highway. Now, you know, no chat, no trolls, no conversation. Can you imagine? Imagine this. Imagine that interview if there'd have been no conversation in the chat. Would it have been different if there'd have been no chat that Eli would have been watching, or would Eli have been the same? Because I'm under the illusion, whether there'd have been the chat or not, we would have got the same answers. He'd have had the same demeanor, and it would have just been the same interview, but a bit more dead. They were very open to insight on previous Eli interviews. They'd done their research. I have to give kudos to Pedro and Hannibal. They didn't just barge in there and what's it. They did their research on some things. You know, going backwards in Eli's history, they watched some videos. They watched the greatest hits, obviously. They've listened to people, which is a trait that Eli doesn't have, the power of listening. He should just do a Zoom call if he didn't want an audience. Yeah, there's always that. I don't know if does an interview work without a live audience? Could you have just done a premiere and just, done a Zoom call, like you said, and just filmed it? Did it really need to be live? Could they have just interviewed Eli, then put it as a premiere, and then they just still got super chats and that anyway? Because from what Eli would like to say, that the chat interaction doesn't really matter in an interview, because obviously he's the star attraction, which he's not the star attraction. The star attraction of that night for me was Pedro. I think Pedro would have liked to have gone a little harder at Eli with a bit more hard-hitting questions. But I do think that Pedro and Hannibal bounced well between Eli. Pedro giving it a bit more of a, knee in the rattlers kind of feel, and Hannibal was trying to be a bit more diplomatic, I guess, with the questions and everything, and Pedro was trying to dig a little more without digging too much, because the problem with Eli is if you do an interview with him and it doesn't go how he wants, to exactly how he wants, he'll go running to his channel, and as he had with Rogan and that man, he did an entire stream just bashing Rogue. So I think, judging by, if you saw Eli's follow-up video, he did a follow-up to the interview where he said how he thought it went. And honestly, he didn't have many critiques. He didn't have many critiques at all, which is good, because I don't think Pedro and Hannibal did a bad job. Would I have wanted more from it? Absolutely. Oh no, your super chat's disappeared. No. Where'd it go? I've lost Bodacious' super chat. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh my God, star it. There we go. I've starred it. Sorry, technical problems. I think he should have been a bit more. When Eli answers a question, he's too all over the place. Should have possibly had it a bit more direct, like, this is the question we want answering, and directed to him and said, look, Eli, I get it, but this is what we asked. He likes to do what I call swings and roundabouts. Instead of answering the question that he's asked, he'll answer a question he wants to answer, but with a twist. So it incorporates the answer we want, but he doesn't get to the point quick enough. So there's a lot of other jargon. And then it's like, well, I'll answer the question you want now. It's like, well, couldn't you have just answered it to start with? Get to the point kind of thing. Eli's always had this, I don't know what you'd call it, this roundabout way of scouting the question without giving the answer, if that makes sense. Anyone else feeling that? Scouting the question, but without giving an answer that we know what the answer is, and he knows what the answer is, but he's not giving it to us. Because that would be too simple. It'd be too simple for him to just just answer the question. Just like, answer the question. Just straight off, But I think Pedro and Hannibal did a really good thing. Did it show Eli in a different light to people? I don't think so. I don't think anyone in Pedro's or ours after last night's is suddenly going to change their opinion on Eli. You might get one or two people in Pedro's go, well, maybe, he's not such a bad guy after all. But once they go to his channel and see it firsthand and experience it day in, day out, they soon change their tunes. Like Talk did, like Damien did, like a lot of them did. Once you get on the inside and you experience it day in, day out, every live stream is kind of the same, and this, that, and the other, they'd soon disappear anyway. It's not like it's going to be an entire flux of people going to Eli going, oh, your interview was wonderful, and now I want to be a part of your channel, and everything's rosy, and you know, Rasawi, we called you a bad person. It's not going to happen like that. They're going to flock to his channel, yes. But that's about it. They might flock. They might go to his channel and attempt to make peace. And, you know, he can pretend momentarily that he's not the bad guy. But it'll change. They'll go there. They'll find out what he's really like. And they'll leave the same as Torp did. The same, you know, a lot of them. Where are all the gig crew that were there? Where's Glitch Dash? Where's Torp? You know, Jeff Thomas Black. Where are they all? Are they left? That's right. Because Eli's inconsistent is what I'm looking for. Very inconsistent in what he says, what he does. The fact he bans everybody still, even people that come in. There was a guy the other day that said, what was it? When are you doing your Halloween stream? And he just banned him. Just like what? You prepared to do a Halloween stream. You cancelled it. You rescheduled it. Then it disappeared. And people were saying, are you planning to do the stream? And then you banned him. Like, do I miss where people come in your stream and ask you a question and the automatic answer is, well, you know what? We're just going to ban you because you answered a question. It is the most, I must say, out of any chat I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot of communities, paranormal, hashtag I'm a creator, Lycan Legion, I've been in a few. His chat is the most what's the word I'm looking for? The most unproductive, because you can't talk. From the minute you get in there, you either have the Spanish Inquisition, you're blocked, or you can't chat anyway, because every other word is a blocked word. I don't have any blocked words. I don't have any. None at all. So you get in the chat, and even if you can get in the chat, and that's saying if you can get in the chat, their blocked words are just unanimous. They are bloody gigantic. His blocked words is everybody he's ever wronged, had a fight with, even spelling things differently. You cannot get a fucking edging word in that chat. And he did it to stop all his trolls, which I get. But when you have a block list of apparently 2,000, 3,000 people, and you want to claim that you are open to suggestions, that you have an open chat, that anyone can say anything they want as long as they're not saying anything mean, you literally cannot type in there. Back in the day when he was having a go at Lycan Legion, you couldn't even type the name of Lycan, the name of Jamie, Legion. You couldn't type in there to even chat. So how does that work? So the whole idea that last night would have had no chat at all, would it have worked? Possibly. Would it have been as interesting? I don't think so. I think to make an interview or to make a thing like this, you needed the chat. You needed the ability to donate, because if you could donate, you could then say things. Apparently, Pedro and Hannibal together, I think it was about £500. I think someone came up with a number that they made about 500 last night. You know, which for an interview is pretty good going. Obviously, I've not made that kind of money in a while. I do try to not fixate on money, but if you want to donate, Ravens you go. So you had the interview, and then before the interview, you obviously had the drama with Dawn. Now, I don't want to go too much into it because honestly, as the title said, I guess you're on your own now. Now, I want to reiterate that just for Eli's ears, and I know he's probably listening or he's asleep or Dawn's up, one or the other, one of your cronies is listening. We actually cared for a split second. I know it's going to shock you, Eli. We actually cared about Dawn. The fact of the matter was is that Dawn appeared a week ago. Dawn is renowned for being in every chat. Dawn is renowned for coming to a live stream when it's booked for her. She nigh on never misses them. There's been time changes, but she's never necessarily just missed an entire show repeatedly. She didn't come to the interview the other night with Hot Facts with Robert Reese. She didn't type in the chat. She literally disappeared for a week after the family emergency. We speculated that it was a DV that was in the same vicinity that you walk. It was speculation only. Remember, there were no accusations. It was speculation that we'd heard there was an event that happened in that area. It was quite possible it was the two of you. It turns out there's a chance that it hadn't been you. So kudos to that. Had I wished it was her? Possibly. So then she could have got out. Because I think you're dangerous. Turns out that it more than likely wasn't. So we continued to be skeptical that Dawn was all right and said, okay, maybe she's fine. We'll wait. We'll see if she turns up for the Halloween stream. It was rearranged due to poor health. Okay, it was rearranged. But then when you proceeded to probably just sit at home for 2 hours watching that live stream, knowing we were waiting for her to come on, you were playing a virtual game. I still believe you were playing a virtual game. It still could be Eli and Dawn. It possibly could be. The fact she disappeared for a week would suggest that maybe she went to her mother's for a week. I still wholeheartedly believe that. It is strange for her to disappear for a week. It is strange that Eli would keep rescheduling because he's a pain in the ass for being a stickler to when it comes to when he books something and when he's doing something that he sticks to it, you know, nigh on most of the time. I'm sorry, it's my son. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, that's my son. I still suspect the 25th of October call may have been related and she'd been bruised up. It's possible. She was faintly heard in the H&P stream at one point. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't prove necessarily anything. She was gone for a week. You know, the proof is in the pudding. She did not type in anyone's chat. The dogs weren't heard. She was gone for a week. We had suspicions. They were only ever suspicions. They weren't accusations. They weren't wild conspiracies. There were concerns for her well-being. I wholeheartedly believe Eli sat there with that live stream open deliberately, waiting for us to hang around and wait for him. And that we just decided that after waiting for too long and her being gone for a week, that we needed to do something. He obviously was unaware of that because we were doing obviously an enlisted stream talking to each other because we were trying to keep as much of the drama off of YouTube. So he obviously didn't know that. And he obviously, in my eyes, thought it was funny, you know, because he claimed he overslept, which is weird because, and here's why. He said that he changed the stream from 6 till 7:30 because they overslept. So how did you change the stream's time if you overslept? So if he changed the stream and was late at 6 and then it suddenly changed to 7:30, he overslept. When does Eli take a nap during the day? When has anyone ever known Eli to nap? Does Eli nap? Does he? Because I don't think so. I don't believe Eli naps. He was way too oblique about the family emergency and his reason for not being transparent was weak. He speaks of the need for YouTubers to be professional, but he couldn't even show up on time. No, I mean, he was half hour late to the Hot Facts with Robert Reese one. I'm surprised he was on time to Pedro last night, but I think he'd have got an earful if he hadn't have been. Because obviously he cancelled last week as well. Eli is up all night and sleeps all day. I guess so, but the fact he took a nap knowing he had a stream doesn't seem like Eli. And they were up all night doing laundry because Dawn's mum is coming to town. It's quite far-fetched, isn't it? He took a nap, they were doing laundry. It's quite far-fetched, isn't it? But if that's the story Eli wants to run with, then we'll just run with it. Run with it. But we genuinely, and this is genuinely, we genuinely had concerns that she had disappeared for a week. We hadn't heard from her. She hadn't been in the chat. No one had seen or heard from her in a week. And I'm sorry, but after watching the car video of Eli making her cry, making her upset and everything else, you put 2 and 2 together that she then was either in trouble, she was hurt. Your mind speculates because you're not filling the gap. Now, I know Eli likes to play this little game of, well, I'm not going to tell you because, you know, I'm a complete cuck. But if you'd have just put her on camera when we asked, like days ago, and just said, look, if Dawn is okay, I know she's not been in the chat. If she's unwell, just get her to pop her head in and say hi. That was all we were asking. Get her to pop her head in, type in the chat, do something. And she did nothing. We tried desperately to call her, message her, just to find out if she was okay. The goal of the entire thing, no matter what Eli thinks, was to find if Dawn was okay. And I know you're going to say that my domestic trauma probably was triggered and blah, blah, blah. No, people actually, and it will shock you, people actually care when things happen to other people. It's a basic human nature to give a shit. Shit, someone's freaking messaged me when... How am I meant to message you, J-Rom? You're not in any of my Discords. Or you're not in my Discord. How can I email you or something? Give me a way of contacting you, J-Rom. He says he wanted to make people wonder, but he got peeved when people started wondering. See, you can't have both ways. He wanted people, because he said it in the Pedro interview. Pedro said, you like to play with people. This is basically, you're playing with people. You, in a matter of speaking, he could have put Dawn on camera straight away and just said, yeah, she's fine. She's just took some time off YouTube. Could have said anything like that. He chose not to. As Pedro, I'm not in any Discord. I'll Facebook message you. Yeah, Facebook message me and then I can send you a link next time. Hey, Anna, how you doing? How's my girl? Working and lurking. You're always working and lurking. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Jess. Hey, Cock Eli. Hey to anybody. I don't even know where my handbag is. Sorry, it's my son. Hey, I'm not sure it was Dawn's voice on Pedro's. Possibly. I'm not 100% sure that it was Dawn, but I think it was. I have to have some belief that he's not. I have to have some belief, that hey, Mr. Flex, I guess you're working. To be honest, I've got past caring. Yeah, so we tried our hardest. We tried to be good people. Obviously, we were painted as the bad people. What a surprise, We're the bad people in this scenario. As always, no matter what you do, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. There was no way of just being nice. I mean, is there ever a way of just being nice to people? Yeah, it's not good, obviously. But we tried to be the good people. All we can take from this is we did actually care and we were trying to do the best that we thought. We care more about Dawn than Eli does. I've come to the point where I want to care, but I think I'm past caring now. I think had she have come on that stream yesterday, I don't know. I played several instances of Eli's abuse on my stream this one. Feel free to clip it and add your own instances. Yeah, I think that the thing for me that tipped the scales from Eli just being a general cuck to being an abuser in my eyes was the car stream. The car stream did it for me. The whole, no, I'm not going to turn off the stream, YouTube is basically more important. That kind of cut deep. For somebody to believe that YouTube is more important than your significant other sitting there crying in tears and being physically and emotionally upset, you have to be pretty fucking heartless at that point. Not going to Redwood now. No, Coach J-Rom has turned around and decided that hot facts for Robert Reese is just not worth it, basically. I'm sure J-Rom will put it better in the chat. He's more likely to want to go beat Eli's ass, let's be honest. He wore the t-shirt on purpose. Yeah, the shit show thing was so disrespectful. I wouldn't have even had him up. I think it was it J-Rom or Tammy had said that if he'd have tried to wear that shirt, I'd have said no. Hey, Holly. Did I say hi to Holly? Holly is in here somehow. Holly, hi. Sorry, I think I missed you. The t-shirt was just a kick in the teeth, really. What shit show? How is it a shit show? The only reason it would be a shit show is because you're on it. Let's be honest. It would be a shit show because you're on it. It's got nothing to do with Pedro and Hannibal. They did a professional, mature show. Robert is mentally challenged, and when I go to see Eli, I won't give him notice. Yes. We've decided that Robert basically is mentally challenged, is kind of off his rocker, and that it is best to leave that at bay. But it doesn't stop J-Ron running his mouth at him. That's free. You don't have to like go there to run his mouth. I can hardly see that Robert's going to run his mouth still. So nope, it's okay. Continue. I want to hear your views. Well, thank you, Holly. Just saying hi. Eli would not have worn that shot on his own stream. No. Yeah, I think it's a bit harsh, isn't it? Like the shit show. Come on, Eli. You wanted to like knee Hannibal and Pedro and the Rattlers before even going there. What were you expecting them to ambush you? Well, you're sorely mistaken, mate, because Pedro and Hannibal were nothing but nice to you, which I wish they hadn't have been. I did say earlier before Gordo and J-Rom and all that turned up, I wish they'd have been a bit more harsher on Eli last night. I wish they'd have got to the meat and potatoes and really grilled him. But you could tell Eli wasn't happy through most of it, and he kept deferring questions. And as I said earlier, the swings and roundabouts of where he just can't get to the fucking point or get to the question asked drives me fucking crazy. Like when they ask him a question and he goes, "That's a very good question, but first, here's blah, 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 blah," for about 20 fucking minutes. And then it's, "Oh, do you want me to answer the question you asked?" Well, no shit, Sherlock. Like, come on. Seriously? Like, what the fuck? Like, if I asked J-Rom a question, said, "J-Rom, what did you have for breakfast?" Well, actually, last night we had roast potatoes, carrots, and peas. And then after that, I decided that we were going to have pecan pie. And then after that, because I was so full, breakfast didn't even come to mind. And like, oh my God. I just want to know you had for breakfast. I don't want like your life story. What did you have for breakfast? You don't have to tell me what you had the night before and what you had for breakfast the day before, the day before, the day before. I just wanted to know today. Like, just get to the point. Get to the meat and potatoes, as you say, Eli. Answer the fucking question. It's not that hard. Unfortunately, I must return to my training buddies. Okay, no worries, Bodacious. Love as well. Thank you for the 2 egg sandwiches with Miracle Whip. And I just put up a short about it. Is it a 20-minute monologue of what you had for breakfast? Because if it isn't, then I'm not sure if I want to watch it. We need a monologue of what you had for breakfast with different stories chimed in, you know, so we don't actually find out what you had for breakfast. Eli controls the narrative using carefully crafted deflections. Exactly, Shmo. I'm just going to call you Joe. Unless Buddy is here, we'll call you Joe. Raging Waggy. I'm sure I said that right. You know, he only gives the same 6 NPC responses. It doesn't matter who asks or how hard. And look, Joe Buddy appears. I hear Eli's dick shriveled up 3 times the size when Pedro told him how a real man protects his lady. Ooh, cracking the whip there, Buddy. Oh, Buddy's in the house. But yeah, I did find that he kept deflecting last night, and it was so fucking annoying. Actually, it's a short about under eating leading to binge eating and failing a diet. Well, as you can see, I am looking good. I hate to say it. I've lost quite a lot of weight recently. I've lost like 1.5 stone. And I must say that I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. So And I have an eating disorder, so it's really hard for me to be happy I've lost a lot of weight, but it's also calming as well. It's a weird thing that I have. I also have body dysmorphia. So we looked at the Ford. Oh, you're looking. Oh, your cars. Cars. Hey, Jenny. Jenny, are you still dating Flex? Jenny and Flex sitting in a tree. Ooh, wow. Getting cozy in here. Maybe you could go to Eli for some dating advice. No? Just then. You could go to Eli for some dating advice. I hear he's you look way better than you did when you were scrawny as Dawn. Well, I mean, I do go right the way in. I don't know how to show you because I don't want to show my thing, but I go right the way in like that. I go right the way in. Basically, my stomach isn't as big as the t-shirt. The t-shirt's half the size, and then I've got my little muscles as well. Look. Got my little muscles as well, J-Rom. Can you remember that? Can you remember my muscles in the chat? And Eli was like, I don't like a woman that flexes. It's too masculine. What's the thing you don't want to show, Raven? I don't want to show my actual skin. I don't want to show skin by pulling it too tight. Like, you know, this is what I look like, you know. And then my scrawny little muscles as... You know, look at that. Like to see you have muscles. You look good. Keep that way. Yeah. I'm happy. Quit flexing your muscles. See that? Look at that. Come on, Eli. Look at that. See? My little muscles. Yeah, I got muscles. I know. I'm too masculine for Eli. It's fine. I'd eat him for breakfast alongside, you know, J-Rom's egg sandwich. Yeah. I pick a lot of weights up at work. I move a lot of boxes. I do a lot of deliveries. I lift quite a lot, even with my bad back. You're going to turn the cuck off. Oh, no. Darn. Eli said women don't flex their muscles. That's a masculine thing. Like, that's junk food, Raven. Do not eat the Eli. No, we'll just go to my Doritos. Not sponsored. We'll just go to my Doritos. You know, go to my Doritos. We'll have my energy drink. You know. Anything to put Eli off. Good God. Yeah, because what was it he said? All the ladies want him. All the ladies? Like, okay. Eli would say, I'm exuding masculine energy, ma'am. I know. If I was as skinny as Dawn, I'd be ill. I don't think I'd know. I'm not sure I want to be that skinny. How is a man supposed to be in the one-up position with Raven? Exactly. I mean, I got the top that says murder, you know. I'd eat men for breakfast. We also treated ourselves today. We brought a ninja. Ooh, you brought a ninja food. Expensive, but worth it. Ooh, look at you splashing the cash, Gordo. Pity you couldn't splash the cash my way with a donation, you know. Fund my muscles and my Doritos. If anyone would like to support the channel, once again, it all goes against Eli's nature of... well, I suppose I work. I don't necessarily need donations, but, you know, it's always greatly received. Bodacious donated this morning, and so did Alessa. Alessa's donated a few times now, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, I mean, going back to the Dawn thing just slightly, We did actually care. Tammy and all of us cared. Tammy's released a statement saying she made the call. I mean, there's no shame in calling for a welfare check, no matter what Eli says. If you believe that somebody you know, whether it's a friend, a family, a neighbor, a work colleague, anybody, is showing signs of distress, malnourished, they're upset, they're depressed, call somebody. Try to get hold of them. If you then can't get hold of them, call the police, call somebody, you know. Thank you to Jenny for the 99 pence Canadian super sticker. Thank you, Jenny. Well, £319. £319. Ooh, that's expensive. Well, it is for me because I'm, as Eli puts it, dirt poor. I am third-rate clown class citizen. Can't believe I'm a clown. I don't believe I'm a clown. We do steam roast chicken in it later. Ooh, we're getting fancy with this chicken now. Oh, why don't you just buy a rotisserie, Gordo, and have one in your house? Just buy a rotisserie. You can buy them, or you could back in the day, and just buy a rotisserie to have in your house for your chicken. I can't wait for the next Dawn interview. I want her opinion on everything. Well, she's not allowed to. She's not allowed to give her opinion. Buddy, have you not been here long enough? Do you not know that Dawn cannot say anything without Eli say so? She's lucky to get a word out. Dawn ran away due to her mental illness. I wish she would. Make people laugh, so I guess I'm a clown. I think we're all clowns, apparently. Third-rate citizens, we're clowns. It still won't be her opinion, it will be scripted. Yeah, she is scripted. For an alpha male, Eli sure does have a talent for bringing the emotional feminine energy that he often likes to mention. He's very emotional. He has emotions, he has feelings. Yes, he tries to stunt them, but his triggering is just over-emotional. Over-emotional to the highest. But that's my opinion, obviously. Everything I ever give on here isn't the group's opinion. It's my opinion. Dragon! Yay! Dragon's in the house. Hugs to Raven. I'll give myself a little hug for you. Mwah. I've missed you, Dragon. I know I stream ridiculous, stupid hours. Next week, you're not even going to see me. I'm literally working 5 days in a row. I've got to run the store next week. So I'm back to work on Tuesday. So Raven's got to go back to being a store lackey. Thank you, though, Dragon. You know I so appreciate the Dragon. Oh, look at all four of you today. Ooh, it's Raven's Day. You have a proper stainless steel industrial hydrator. Jesus Christ, Gordo. Gordo likes his toys. I know, someone's going to laugh at that. Gadgets. Sorry. He likes his gadgets. Let's not get too demographic here. I'm still monetized, okay? So, as we said, we did care. Whatever Eli wants to paint us as, whatever bad picture he wants to paint, that we're doing it to get him, to destroy him, we actually gave a shit. Nobody calls in a call of a welfare check to the police unless they have bona fide concerns or they really do fear for somebody. I wish somebody had to put that call in for me back in the day when I was having domestic violence. I wish somebody had called for me. Would that have helped me get out of that relationship? Maybe. Maybe it wouldn't have. But it would have shown somebody cared, somebody noticed, somebody worried. And I didn't have many people around me back then that would have done something like that, because everybody always thinks that if you jump in and you make a complaint or an accusation, you're stepping on toes. You're not stepping on toes if you wholeheartedly either have that gut feeling or you can visually see something that is disturbing you, upsetting you, or causing concern. So for Eli to say it was all about him, which, fuck me, Eli. Not everything is about you. For the love of fucking Christ. Not everything is about you, okay? This time it was about Dawn. Dawn's well-being, Dawn's health, and concern for Dawn. Not you, Dawn. So, you know, we were actually concerned. And I give a round of applause to Tammy for actually calling the police and doing a welfare check. Because if you have nothing to hide, there is nothing wrong with the welfare check. The only reason you would be in uproar of a welfare check is if you knew you had something to hide. Because anybody would welcome a welfare check, because not only does it show that somebody was concerned for your girlfriend, which you claim we all hate you, we hate her. I do actually hate you. But we've never gone to that extent with Dawn if we hadn't believed there was a problem or a concern. We don't just randomly phone in welfare checks on people unless there are underlining concerns. So I'm not going to waste any more energy on trolling Eli. If there's a stream, I'll watch, but I won't be trolling. Ooh. Yes, just go to a restream. It's much more beneficial nowadays because you just get banned anyway. Sometimes just knowing someone cares is all it takes. Yeah. Knowing somebody out there cares about you can sometimes give you the strength to leave. They donated £2,000 to a local animal charity. Well, kudos to Pedro and Hannibal. That's how much Eli donated. Probably trying to buy Pedro and Hannibal. He attempted to make it sound like checking on someone is a crime. Yeah, welfare checks are a good thing. As long as they're done with no malice intent. We were not trying to harm Eli. If Dawn was really in trouble and something that had happened to her and we hadn't have checked on her, you don't know, do you? So what I can say now is after all of that, I highly believe, and this is my theory, okay? Nobody else's, my theory. I highly believe that Eli deliberately left that Halloween stream up to run with not doing it. I think he did it deliberately. I think he was calling our bluff by keeping the stream up and running. But for him, it didn't pan out well because after having that stream up for, what was it, an hour and a half or an hour late, we'd had enough and believed there was a concern for Dawn because all he'd been asked was to put her on camera. He didn't produce her. He still hasn't produced Dawn, mind you. She's still not been on camera. You know, I've just got a box with 60 grams around the trolling. It's only just begun. Well, you know, you wouldn't be the only one. He was asleep. Yeah, it's hard to believe that, isn't it? I don't believe that. I believe he left the stream running, knowing that we were waiting for him. Elo would never allow those comments in his pre-chat. Yeah, but he was trying to antagonize us. I think he was trying to antagonize us. I don't think the stream was ever going to happen. I do not believe that stream was ever going to happen. I think he set it up deliberately because he knew we would sit around and wait. And he knew we were waiting for Dawn to appear. And he knew we would sit around all evening just to wait to see her appear. But it obviously didn't work out for him because we called the police. So yeah, there's playing with people, Eli, and then there's playing with people and not getting the response you wanted. What did you want us to do? Go live and go, come on, Eli, show Dawn for hours on end? No, we're above that now. We're above doing an actual live stream where you can see us and talk to us, because we just don't care about you anymore, Eli. But Dawn, we actually had concerns for. So reiterating, the concern for Dawn was real. The concern, if you could read the chat, you can't because it was unlisted. If you'd have read the chat, we were genuinely concerned. We were genuinely worried that a woman who, from the look of her, is malnourished, has mental illness, is a recovering alcoholic, tarnish it however you want, had gone missing after having a supposed altercation with you in a car a week or so before, had then gone missing, not appeared in chat, not appeared in stream, and had effectively vanished off the face of the platform. We were genuinely, wholeheartedly concerned. Whether you believe that or not, that's your opinion. You can think what you like. But at the end of the day, everybody in that chat that night knows what happened. They know we were concerned. Yes, it's sorted now. Dawn is supposedly okay. The police have gone round there. It's all been sorted. It doesn't change the fact of what we were trying to do. Now, I'm going to have a sip of drink, and then I'm going to give you my last opinion on Dawn. Savor the moment. So, the title of the stream is I Guess You Are On Your Own Now. So this is a public address. I don't know whether Dawn will see this. I doubt it. Eli's probably got her Gestapo'd so she can't watch anything. But this is a message to Dawn. I hope you're fine. I hope you're doing well. I hope you eventually get away from Eli. I hope you can make the relationship up with your daughter and your family. But the time has come to leave you to it. I am not going to be helping Dawn anymore. That's it. End of. I think this coming week has shown that it doesn't matter how much you try and help her. The only person that can help her now is herself. We've given her effectively the tools to get away from him. We've offered her money. We've offered her a way out. We've seen the distress she's in. We've seen the hurt he's doing. And at that point, if you are still not willing to see it with your own two eyes, there is nothing more we can do for her. Not to mention a DV incident. I know I'm 50-50 on that. The weak excuse that he gave Dawn was busy working on a new couch stream format, and that's why they aren't on YouTube as often. I don't think so. He loves YouTube way too much. Her ability to show the dog or Dawn or even her voice, yeah. He's repeated, we're doing a live stream later and cancelling. I agree. I've made my calls and reports, and it's up to her and the proper authorities. Yes. We have done, effectively, we've done live streams. We've called for a welfare check. We've done numerous talks. I did a mental health chat the other night about dark thoughts and feeling depressed, feeling lonely and stuff like that. I did a video on that, which was received amazingly by everybody. I can't thank everybody enough for all the messages behind the scenes that I got for my mental health talk and deep thoughts. That wasn't necessarily directed so that Dawn would see it, but I do have my own mental issues that I've been going through for the last, primarily, I want to say 18 months. It does come and go, but primarily the last 18 months have been the worst that I've ever had. And that video was to try and not reach out, but to just relay some information. So his paranoid glance at CCTV, yes, he's still doing that. And it's kind of distracting. After being under Eli's thumbs for so long, she'd need deprogramming. I don't know if she'd need deprogramming. I think she just needs a bit of freedom. I think freedom is the clincher for Dawn. There's more than enough strange behavior to warrant concern. Yeah. If there hadn't have been things like her crying on camera, her saying he hurts her every day, the fact she disappeared, the fact no one could get hold of her, we wouldn't have had any concerns for her. Not to mention that they are a ticking time bomb. Yeah, I don't think he's ever marrying her. Hey, nothing but silicone for the $4.99. Oh, you're so welcome, silicone. Nothing but silicone has, I don't know if she's relatively new, but she's been coming to my chats quite a lot recently, and I love silicone. Awesome channel. I don't know if you're male or female, but big thumbs up for donating. The most telling thing that was when Eli said he would quit YouTube for Dawn. That says everything I need to know. Yes, I was trying to watch, because obviously last night the interview was quite late. I've watched the Pedro and Hannibal interview. I've also watched Eli's analysis of the interview. But as I did say earlier in the stream, I don't think Gordo was here. If my significant other was given a question of would you quit YouTube for your partner if they asked you to, or if you were doing a live stream and he said, look, come babe, we're going to go have some fun in the bedroom, and you were like, no, I just want to finish this stream. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. It doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well with me at all. It doesn't paint a good picture. And he was kind of like, no, but YouTube's my purpose. Well, what about Dawn? Where does Dawn fit into your purpose? Oh, well, she's a business partner. Yeah, I get that. But she's also your beloved, your significant other, your future wife, the one you want to spend the rest of your life with. What happens if YouTube falls apart tomorrow? You know, you want Dawn to still be around, right? It was a good question. I'd never thought of posing that to Eli myself. Would you quit YouTube if your significant other had said, I don't want you doing YouTube anymore? And he basically said, well, Dawn wouldn't ask me to do that. That's not an answer. That's not an answer. Like, Jesus Christ, Eli, just answer the question. And he basically said that his purpose was basically important. And I'm kind of thinking, but what about your girlfriend? Like, family always comes first. Exactly, Gordo. If she walked in on a live stream and said, babe, look, I want to go in the bedroom and have some fun. I think it was J-Rom that said it. I think it was J-Rom that said, if Anna just walked in the bedroom and said, honey, I want to blow you in the other room right now, he'd cut that stream off in a heartbeat. Fuck the stream. Do you know what I mean? But I'm off to get some sucked. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure Anna can concur that. I'm sure it was J-Rom. You know, he said he loved all of us. But, you know, if Anna came in the room and was like, I want to suck your dick now, like, we're going. Goodbye. You know, or if she said, look, we're going with the kids and we're going here right now, you know, YouTube isn't everything. I think the question you have to ask yourself is, outside of YouTube, what else does Eli have? What does he have? YouTube is his main squeeze, yeah. What else does Eli have? Because he doesn't have a job. And the fact that he lives with his family 24/7 means he doesn't have to put himself out to spend time with them. So unless he's going to hospital appointments, or running errands, how does he fill his time? He comes on YouTube. He watches videos. he puts 12 million character monologues in people's chats or on their community walls. When he does a post, it's like half a fucking page when he could just answer the question. He's got so much time to go around, watch people's videos, watch people's chats, know what they're doing, know what they're saying, because he doesn't have a job, obviously. Dawn's just the co-star in Eli's love story. And the Oscar goes to Nightbot. Nightbot, the only person that's ever stuck around him, Seven. If I don't make money, then it's a hobby and family comes first. If it's more dollars, then family can wait a bit. Yeah. But when you're not making any money on YouTube, I don't know if you heard me say a minute ago, J-Ron, but I said if Anna walked in the room and said, yo, I want to suck your dick, you'd cut YouTube in a sec. Correct? I'm sure you said that before. I love you guys, but if Anna walks in here and she wants some loving, she getting some. Goodbye. Eli wouldn't stop a live stream for anything. I think the only thing he would ever stop the stream for was if his mum died. If his mum died, he might stop the stream, For anything else, I've never seen him stop a stream. Ever. Not really. I mean, he stopped streams back in the day when people like JB and that were restreaming him, and he stopped the stream to go flag them. But he's never really stopped the stream for another person. Anna will always win over YouTube. However, my business pays the bills. She can wait. Yeah, YouTube is different. She walks in the door and says, yo, I'm sucking your dick right now. Get in that bedroom. You cut YouTube off. If Anna says she feels like some fun and, there's work to be done, work comes first, dick comes later. I totally get it. That's why I think Eli's in the closet and he's using Dawn as a cover. Almost every normal guy would cut the stream to get some nookie. Exactly. But then he only gets it 3 times a month. I don't know if I could live on 3 times a month for getting some. Jesus Christ. That's like a drought, correct? Just the fact. Dawn is nothing but a prop. Hey, Fax. We're going to call you Fax for short. But yeah, that question, I wonder if he has life insurance on her. I don't know. I don't know, because Eli's life is probably insured under the estate somehow. I don't know. He probably wouldn't bother with life insurance on her until they were married. And I don't think he's ever going to marry her. I really don't. I don't see a marriage ever happening. It could just be me. But I don't see it happening. I don't see a marriage in the cards. Very true. It's no different to a 9 to 5 job. Yeah, some things come first. Like when my son walked in here yesterday, I muted and said I'd be back in a minute. And I was dealing with my son. This morning, I didn't make it to, I think it was J-Ron was streaming. And I only turned up like right near the end because my son was being homeschooled today. We were doing his first trial run at homeschooling. So I was homeschooling today, so I didn't go to the stream. And then when I turned up, I'm like, yo, didn't make it on time. I was homeschooling my son. You doxed your own. No, he walked on camera. He turned up to my house earlier than planned. So he just ended up walking in. And apparently my son is just really cute. I was told earlier my son's really cute. And he's a stand-up gentleman. It's not the first time he's been on camera. Both my children have been on camera numerous times. So, and my eldest is 21, so he is an adult. And my youngest is 15 going on 20 with the way he acts. But he was being homeschooled for the first time today. He'll be homeschooled for about the next November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. About the next 7 months. and then he'll be leaving school. So, and then he'll be hopefully becoming a mechanic, which is what he's training for right now. He's training to be a mechanic. So I didn't dox my own son technically. He's been on camera before. Everybody knows who my son is. You know everything when you're 15. Of course you do. He has a girlfriend, you know. He comes and goes from mine, his dad's, and his girlfriend's, and, you know. And today he was being homeschooled for the first time. He's homeschooled 3 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday and Friday, he attends a mechanics course so that he can be a mechanic. Eli will never change. He's, are you serious, Raven? He has her insured up. Probably. Maybe he has her insured. I don't know. Maybe because obviously now she's like really sick. Maybe. The trades rock. Good on you, son. Yeah, he wants to become a mechanic. He's spent his life around go-karts and stuff like that. He can take a go-kart engine apart, clean it, and put it back together. He's been able to do that since he was 9. So, being able to take an engine apart since he was 9 on a go-kart. And literally one of the pro karts, I don't know if you know what a pro kart looks like, but he can take it apart, clean it, and put it back together with no help. And he's been doing that since he was about 9 years old. He was taught to do it by the owner of the go-karting place, and he's also uses the go-kart of the owner. Yeah, it's a good skill to have. Eli's earlier stream, any good, worth the watch. What he thought about Pedro and Hannibal? Is that what you're talking about? The aftermath from the interview? Is that what we're talking about? The aftermath from the interview? Because it basically sucks Pedro and Hannibal's dick. And the one where he says he found out the public record that a person named Tammy, because there are hundreds of Tammys in the world, had made the call to the police yesterday. He found that out, which is strange because Tammy was already admitting that it was her. So Inspector Clouseau there. I have proof on who made the wellness check. Call to my house. Yeah. He found out it was Tammy. He knows it's Tammy because the piece of paper he got from the police said that someone named Tammy, had made the call. And unfortunately, there's only one Tammy after Eli. Yeah. He basically goes, was that stream any good? How long is the stream? Not really. It doesn't really tell you anything you didn't already know. It basically goes on about how pathetic we are.
I'd say something like it.
He still goes on about how pathetic we are and that there was no need to make a call. Gordo, what would you say? Gordo, would you say it's worth watching? I mean, it doesn't tell you anything new. No, I wouldn't have thought so. It doesn't tell you much new. Just the same old, you know. Last time he stopped the stream was when Dana dumped him on Messenger. Yeah. Hey, Coach TP. Not seen you in a while, but welcome. I think multiple folks made a call. J-Rom said he had 2. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Eli plays the entire thing down. That was a classic, TP. Yeah. Eli plays the whole thing down. It's only 30 minutes long, but it basically says that Tammy made the call. But if you go to Tammy's, if you go to, I gotta find her. Tammy's bloody channel now is Genuine Network thingy in it. It's hard to keep up with Tammy's channel because she keeps changing her name. If you go to Tammy's channel, for anyone that hasn't seen it, Tammy basically confesses to the phone call. She confesses to doing it, basically, you know. She put out a post. I can't find it. I know she was going to. She was going to put out a post basically saying, I called the police. You know, so what? She called them and she said she'd do it again. So he's too old to get life insurance. Yeah, they don't insure dinosaurs. Gay mark is over. Oh, the gay mark. Didn't you like? Gay mark is right. It's over. Yeah, cucked by a gay man. Oh, Eli. The good old days of Eli being triggered and stupid. I mean, he's stupid now. But yes, my stand on it is this. Dawn is on her own. If anything now was to happen to Dawn, my hands are clean. I'm not going to be responsible for her anymore. I have tried to reach out to her. I've done numerous videos. I have tried to help this woman. And I can see she doesn't want it right now. She's happy in her bubble. Now, if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. Trying to educate it to swatting, totally different. Yeah. If that's what she wants, then so be it. I'm not going to try and persuade her anymore that Eli's a terrible person, because it is pretty unanimous. You know, pretty unanimous. This is the famous Raven. Hey, Twig. Is that what we're calling you now? Is it Twig? Twiggy? Is it? Twig? I hear your name is. Oh, the fancy Twig. I think I heard you on J-Roms saying your name's Twig now. Or Twiggy. Someone let me know what his name is, because I don't know how to pronounce TWGE. I think it was the posh word for twig, wasn't it? How am I famous? Am I famous because Eli mentioned me? How am I famous? Who told you? I am unanimous in that, Mrs. Slocum. That's fine. Twig is also fine. Okay, Twig, we're going to call you Twig. So how am I famous? Somebody comment down below. How is the Raven famous? I do have a penchant for t-shirts. Obviously, Eli had shit show. I just had murder. I always thought Raven was famous for her OnlyFans. You keep going on about that, buddy, don't you? Who told you I was famous? So this is the famous Raven. Well, I guess you could say that. I am a bit of a Eli super hater, if that's what you want to call me. I wouldn't say famous. I'm known quite a lot on YouTube in certain parts of YouTube. Not the OnlyFans part either. Wait, Wait, this isn't the only Ravens fan? I'm just kidding. Yes, Eli famous. Yes, Eli hates me. I have been banned 4 times from Eli's. I know, it takes some doing. The only person that's actually been banned more than me would be, I think JT was banned more than me. I think JT at one point had been banned 4 or 5 times. I think I managed to get banned 4 times. Eli mentioned me the other day, and I was like, oh, honestly, this guy. He won't let the Raven go. Because Eli did like me back in the day. He really wanted to be a part of the hashtag I'm a creator, if anybody remembers that. There was me, there was Vern, there was James Cox, and we were quite high up in it. James was the founder. Vern was his best friend who co-produced the hashtag I'm a creator. And I was up there with Vern and Cox. Basically, Gordo's going to laugh. Underneath them. And I was like the go-to person. I was getting new people. I was like the female protagonist in it all. And Eli so badly wanted my attention, James's attention, and we didn't give it to him. And then he wanted Pusa Studio's attention. He didn't get that either. So he basically went on a tangent and a rant And oh god, Jesus. Another rant and a tangent. Shock horror. In my travels, Eli Land, the last 6 months or so, I've heard many names and have started to put those to faces. Well, I am the infamous Raven, so subscribe to the channel, Twig, because Eli content is quite abundant on my channel. Eli wants to take over that group so bad. Yes, so badly. He was power hungry, money hungry. It didn't work. Because eventually, James Cox is still around. If you didn't know, he actually produces film shorts now. Actual film shorts, ones that make money. Eli, he has a crew. We donate to help fund them, that kind of thing. He actually has a business doing these short films, and he has a crew and everything. It's really intricate. He has a Facebook group and everything else, which Eli, you're not part of. I am. I even went to the premieres behind the scenes of the new short films he'd done. So the Raven's quite infamous in some parts. I've built my prestige career over the last 6 years, and have made something of myself. And apparently my name gets around, which is fine by me, as long as it's all good. I'm sure you've had some bad things, Twigs. I'm sure you've had some bad things, but don't believe them. Eli says a lot of shit about me, and he did back in the day as well. He's just jealous because I'm a strong, masculine woman, apparently, who makes money on here compared to him. I have a job, I have a home, I have a family, I have kids, I have everything he could possibly want. It's just pure jealousy, I think. Or it's the fact that I can integrate into many different scenarios. Like, I'm in Tammy's community, J-Rom's community, I've been in the paranormal community, I was in the hashtag I'm a creator community, I was in Lycan Legion. I can integrate myself because I'm not a complete douche. I'm likable. There we go. If I wasn't likable, would Alessa have donated $5, Bodacious donated $2, Jenny donated 99 cents in Canadian dollars. I'm sure it's dollars. Dragon donated $50, and Nothing But Silicone donated $4.99. If none of them liked me, they wouldn't donate. Basically, I have a appealing character, person, depending on who you talk to on YouTube, because Eli will tell you that we're all fake. This isn't how we are. No, this is exactly how we are. I have a channel that talks about serial killers and murders, and I wear a top that says murder. You seeing a pattern here? Put 2 and 2 together. It's not that hard. James Cox was working at Walmart at the time, and Eli couldn't have his moment. James would even stream on his break with a large audience. No fancy equipment needed for YouTube. No. James had, I can't remember, I don't know if his channel is still around. Someone should really create a flowchart or a timeline with dates to see when Hurricane Eli came through around this world. He seems to travel through many different circles. I've known Eli since, trying to think. I can't remember the year my channel was started. If someone can tell me when my channel was started, like a year after. Oh.
You ever been on a diet?
Sorry, it's J-Rom's egg sandwiches playing.
And you just said fuck the diet, and you splurged, and you ended up eating enough food that you gained.
Make sure you watch J-Rom's egg sarnie breakfast short. It's come up on my channel. Hang on. I was trying to tell you when I started YouTube. Hang on. Oh God, I can't remember. I joined YouTube, I think it was October 2015. I think my first video is October 2015. I'm sure somebody could find that out. But I've known Eli for 6.5 years. I've actually been, I can't remember how, I think I've been on YouTube 7 years now. Yeah, create a flowchart. I think it was I've been on YouTube since 2015. But that wasn't, I didn't meet Eli straight away. Thank Christ. Hurricane Eli hit Midtown. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah, Eli was trying to convert the people of Midtown, men that go their own way, into relationship advice, trying to convince them that not all women are bad. He didn't do well. They hated him. He was basically exiled. As much as he'd like to say that he just decided he wasn't right for the group, he was exiled. And then he came across Lycan while over there, and then just latched onto him like a fucking tiger and wouldn't let go. And then I don't know how he found JB. I can't remember. Whether it was through Lycan, I don't know. I can't remember how he met JB. And then he latched onto JB. And then he had these two men, basically like his two bitch boys next to him, who he just devoted his entire YouTube career to. I'm jealous of Eli. Oh, of course you are, 7. I watch his streams, take notes on how to alienate everyone and blame them for it. 7. Why didn't you say you were jealous of Eli? It all makes sense now. Wow, that's really knowing your audience. Yeah, we know everything. Yeah, he met JB through Midtown. Yeah, I wasn't sure, Gordo. I remember he met Lycan through Midtown. I didn't, unfortunately, get to experience the whole of Eli's Midtown demise. I was there for some of it in the background. But honestly, it was a failed enterprise. Let's be honest. Yeah. He thinks all men love warm, wet. Love all warm, wet vajayjays as much as he does, and you can't be a happy mind frame all that time. No, I mean, yeah, I couldn't remember whether. Oh, he called himself Midtown Mindframe. Oh, he did, didn't he? Well, Tammy's going live in 26 minutes. Okay, so I got 26 minutes. Okay. 26 minutes, and then Raven needs to go to the eye doctor, methinks. Midtown Mindframe at that time. I actually do need to go to the doctor. My glasses are falling apart, but thank you. I met Lycan through RJ. Oh, okay. Hey, Jeff Thomas Black. Eli is not welcome in the gig community. Hey, Jeff Thomas. Welcome to my channel. I don't know if you've been here before. I've got quite a lot of the gig people turning up. Whether they're here for the goss on Eli or just to turn up, that's perfectly fine. Raven, would you like to experience Coach Eli's turbo tongue? I could safely say not. If I had to experience Eli's turbo tongue, I'd turn lesbian. No means no. Leave me alone and go. Damien Blaze. Hey, Damien. Is that Damien from Eli's or your sock account? Because, you know, we're going to ruffle some feathers today. I just want to make sure you know directly from me because I protected his free speech rights. Okay. Took a while. Hey, Damien. I just protect free speech. Okay. I have watched some of your channel. If that is the real Jeff Thomas Black, I've actually watched some of your live streams, bits and pieces. When you were talking about Eli, I did watch some. I do my research when I join a community or infiltrate a community, supposedly, as Eli says. You know, we conspire behind the scenes in our little discords and our little chats. You know, we got an entire hate mob against him, apparently. I'm not on Eli's side. I'm on Glitch Dash and Gig Driver's side. Well, that's a fair comment, Damien. That's a fair comment. I don't know him. I've never ever spoken to him on the phone. If you watched the Pedro and Hannibal live stream last night with Eli, you can see how they masterfully played his ego, and he just was not catching on. It was really pretty pitiful. Yeah, I did see the interview last night. I didn't watch it till this morning because obviously I'm in a different time zone. If you know what I mean, you know, Coach Eli's mental illness is progressively worsening. He's a phony and a leech. I don't know if his mental health is worsening, or I think he's possibly just the same person he's always been. I think Eli plays a good character. You know Eli. He can go from one extreme to the other, like, really quickly. He could be perfectly fine 1 minute and then off his rocker the next. He plays a good character. Who used my name and doesn't know me at all. I'm offended by the way he talks about using corporal punishment on children. He did mention that. Eli hasn't changed in the 6 years I've known him. Not really. I've known him for about the same as Gordo. And it's rinse and repeat with a different community just 6 months down the line. He's done a lot of community. He tried the Natasha Cooper community. He tried the Kramer community. He tried the Reborn community. He tried the hashtag I'm a Creator community. He's tried the MGTOW. He's tried the gig economy. Who the fuck else did he come on? He tried to take Rant Jam's followers. He's tried to take my followers at one point, trying to convince everybody I'm a bad person. Like, what? Eli was acting very strange last night. Well, no stranger to usual. Notice how he was taking unnecessary breaks and looking away a couple of times. Plus, I don't believe Dawn sent that live room he did yesterday. I don't know. I'm not sure if Dawn is there or not, but if he wants to believe Dawn is there, then so be it. I've washed my hands of Dawn. I followed the madness since very early, JB, been quite the ride over the years. Oh boy, has it. The Reborn stuff was funny. Yeah, he threatened a girl in the Reborn. Yeah, he wanted someone to go shut her up big time. I'm not here to convince anyone. I don't take it personally. I'm just here to set the record straight so that you know where I am at, where Glitch Dash is at, and where Brian is at. I'm in my show now, but I want to come by and just let you hear it straight from me. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. And you want to come? I'm not adverse to people coming in here and stating their opinions. I've never stopped anybody having an opinion on my channel, and I don't plan to. This is not a Gestapo channel. You can talk freely. If you do cause any offense to me or anybody in the chat, you automatically get banned. We don't technically take no shit here because I do like a clean channel, but I do let freedom of speech reign unless you are creating a problem within my chat. Anybody in the chat will tell you it's an open chat until you offend me, and then you are gone. Okay, sorry, it's going too fast. No offense, but you're mad late. I've been left Eli's and haven't returned. No, I know you've left Eli's. I know you've left Eli's, but the thing is, people come and go from Eli. They're like moths to a flame. Eli's a toxic mess, pretty much. Unless they're like one of those they give teenagers to practice on. What? For now, he can just play with his monkey. Yeah, Millennial Monkey and Gen Z. Isn't that Reborn community the baby dolls that look real? Yes. He threatened a girl in that Reborn community. He threatened to dox her. He threatened to find her. He's threatened a lot of people. You go around the whole of YouTube, there isn't a community he hasn't threatened to dox people. He was hiring a private investigator. He hired a hitman. I mean, he done some weird shit. It's hard to offend Raven. I have suggested she has an OnlyFans many times and she just blushes. Yeah, you can't offend me. You'd have to really get up early in the morning to offend me. I didn't know that. I heard heard him hate on reborn virgins. Reborn virgins. Oh, maybe. Remember, if you like it, give it a big thumbs up and support the channel with a PayPal, Super Chat. Keep this channel afloat while I'm still monetized, I guess. He keeps bringing up old subjects that are irrelevant. Nobody keeps talking about the past but him and twisting things up. Well, he likes to play victim. I don't know how well you have watched his past, Damien, but he's always the victim, never the villain. He never does anything wrong. There's blah, 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 you know, this and that and the other. He's always the victim. We're always targeting him. He's always the victim. He's never done anything wrong. He done so much wrong. There's not enough time to go back through every video and pick every snippet of everything he's ever said to people. Even his greatest hits do not do justice to how low Eli will stoop for money. No justice on how low he will stoop. Those videos are a snippet. A snippet. If you are here with Eli for 6 months to a year, you see the real Eli. You see the real Eli. The Saren community was a hoot. Eli's tried a lot of tricks. I mean, I don't know what his next plan is, because now he's done the Pedro and Hannibal interview. People are either going to like him or people are going to hate him. But I doubt Eli will do it. He loves playing a victim. Yeah, Pedro told him to ignore people that don't like him. Yeah, but he's tried that. He tried, like, you know, icing. You want to call it icing? Freezing over, whatever. Deciding not to talk about us. He can't help it. Even if he's not naming us, which he always claims, I don't use names. I don't want to give them this, that, and the other. He's still talking about us with example purposes. You know, that British woman, or, you know, me like some fry rye man. And, you know, the mocking wisdom with his, you know, oh, I want to have a curry and all this, and mocking people. He don't even have to use our names, and it's pretty obvious who he's talking about. And it's sick. Pure sick. You know, he used to call Lycan the puppet master, and Sarah was the puppet, or vice versa. You know, it's mean. It's horrible. You know, have some fucking decorum when it comes to talking to people. Professional and mature. You want to take a look at yourself in the mirror, Eli. Yeah, he brings up old stuff. He's always the victim. Every time he ever does a coaching session, it's, oh, do you remember the time when they were trolling me? Do you remember the time they came in the chat and said blah, blah, blah? He doesn't have any real life experiences to draw on. So if he doesn't have real life experiences to draw on, he's got to draw it from YouTube. So if he's going to draw experiences from somewhere, it's going to be the hate he's had over the years. That woman is my wife, Raven. Yeah. Eli was horrible to a lot of people, even their significant others. You know, Lycan and Sarah were dating at one point, and, you know, and then Lycan's girlfriends. It just all goes too far. But, I mean, I don't necessarily condone the targeting of Dawn that, you know, has been done. But Dawn made herself a victim in this as well. She put herself out there. We've warned her. They called his ass out when he went one of his usual tirades. Yeah. Stop it. Thank you to Twiggy for the $1.99. Oh, thank you, Twiggy. You're very new to the channel, but thank you for your donation. I guess you like me. I guess my content resonates with you. I don't always talk about Eli. But Eli's mentioned me a few times recently, so he's getting some airtime. Yes, I watched the interview he did 2 years ago on Rogue versus Coach here, where that alone provided the man hasn't changed. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that interview was, maybe it was a shit show. That was definitely a shit show. But it was a shit show because Eli made it a shit show. Fun fact, the store Dawn worked at when she met Eli was Bevmo, a popular liquor store chain in California. What a surprise. An alcoholic working at a liquor store. Go figure. He can't debate for shit. Remember when Sifu made him look like an idiot and he rage quit the stream and started the stream moaning about it? That was the funniest thing ever. Yeah, Shifu. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it. But then, you know, the same with Rogue Internet Man. The same when RJ was interviewing him. Same as anybody interviewed him. Eli should hire a nemesis like JB Gunner and get income on the back end. Yeah, hire an arch enemy. Because he doesn't have JB anymore. He doesn't have Lycan anymore. He really doesn't have an arch enemy. Unless he wants to count J-Rom as his arch enemy. Because, you know, you're welcome. I knew I liked you the minute I saw the red rum shirt. Well, there you go. That works. That's like a vampire working in a blood bank. Yeah, I do have lots of tops that have like stuff on. My tops have always got like some inspirational thing on the front of it. They'll all tell you my tops have been known to be fashionable. His mask started to slip by his actions alone. Sometimes I wonder what really happened with him and Dana, because her testimony alone can make people realize the type of man if she speaks out. The thing with Dana and Eli is he brought her out here not necessarily knowing the repercussions that he would get. The thing is, between the Dana and Dawn thing, Eli knew bringing Dawn out was a bad idea. He knew it because he had the history with Dana. He knew it was a bad idea to put her on a live stream back then. He didn't necessarily know it was a bad idea until JB and people like that came at him. Dawn, on the other hand, he knew. I love your accent. Oh, thank you. He knew what he was getting himself in for because of the abuse, if you want to call it abuse, that JB and all of that did to Dana. He called her a land whale. I'm sure it was a land whale. Buddy will correct me. I'm sure she was called a land whale. And JB went at her pretty hard. But then again, on live streams and stuff like that, Dana also went at JB. She fought for her own self because Dana had that strong female prowess, if you want to call it. Dawn, although she was told how it was going to be, you know, oh, just let you know, they're going to troll you, they're going to harass you, they're not after you, they're after me, yada, yada. He knew the repercussions of bringing her out, and he still brought her out. That's what gets me. He still brought her out, knowing the history, you know, knowing the history of Dana. He still brought her out. JB called Dana many things. JB made a video at SeaWorld called The Hunt for the Big D and claimed to find her when spotted the whales. Yeah, I'm sure he used to call her the land whale. I'm sure it was the land whale. Dana was a real catch for Eli. He really messed up Really messed up there. I wonder who Lucifer is. Anyone know who Lucifer is? He pretty much was making Dawn an example without knowing the right buttons to press and manipulate. Yeah. He made her a target knowing the history of Dana. He knew it was bad. Yeah, he was batting well above his weight with Dana. The thing is, he knew, though. He knew coming into this how it was going to be with Dawn. He knew. He knew they were going to come for her. He knew they wanted to know what she looked like. They knew they wanted to know stuff about her. And he knew this. As much as he warned her, this is what it's like when you come on YouTube. They're going to do this, they're going to do this. It was an ambush, an absolute ambush. And I don't think she's ever been prepared for it. I just don't think. Dana is the best Eli could get. Yeah, I mean, Dana has her own business. She had her own money. She had kids. She seemed a nice lady on stream. I never personally spoke to her back in the day, but because, unlike Dawn, she probably isn't wrapped up in cotton wool. Dana was educated, well-managed. She'd have made a perfect wife. Yeah, Dana dodged a bullet. Which community does Lucifer come from? Are you another gig person, or are you from our community under a sock account? I just wondered who you are, because you seem to know a lot, Lucifer. Just saying. But yeah, he knew bringing her was a bad idea, and he still did it anyway. I warned her, Anna warned her, Holly warned her, we all warned Eli. Don't bring her out here because she won't know what she's getting into. And his exact words were that he'd coached her. God forbid. He'd coached her. She knew what she was getting herself in for, and that she was strong enough to take it. And she just isn't. You have to have balls of steel to be on this platform. I've had arguments. Dana got wrong bend in the DR. I bet she did. Dana was strong-willed and had a strong mind. Yeah. Dawn is very weak. Yeah, she's easy to manipulate, easy to coerce. Eli spent a year on dating night. That was a fun year. It was. Him ragging on these poor, defenseless women. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I think Lucifer's been following it for a while. That's fine. He's been following the drama for years. That's okay. He must have had tons of rejections. He did. Eli said, what was it? That when you're on Match.com, you should send out, was it 100 matches a day to try and get a woman? Because only out of that 100, maybe 5 will message you back. And even then, you've got to veto them as well. It was hilarious what he would veto a woman for. Veto her because she seems too keen. Veto her because she doesn't seem too keen. Veto her because she doesn't have enough description. Veto her because she doesn't want to arrange a meeting in a car park in the dead of night to meet a creepy man she's never seen before and possibly get off with him. I mean, I'm sorry, was that too intense? Rein it back a bit. He vetoed a lot of women. He vetoed them for their religion, their size, their age. I mean, this guy was looking for the perfect woman, supposedly, and he came up with Dawn. Eli's dating journey was a hoot. It was interesting to see what Eli really wanted in a woman. I still don't know if he's got it. Plus, he controlled her using the wrench. Fuck the wrench. I don't care about a wrench. You take a wrench off me, I don't give two shits. Now, if you disobey him, you're either a troll or a hater with speaking your opinion if you don't see things like him. Yes. I was banned, and Joe Buddy will tell you this, I was banned for having my own opinions. I know. Women having their own opinions. God forbid. Yeah, I was banned 4 times or 3 times for having my own opinion. The last time, he just hated me and just wanted the wrench took off of me because I took screenshots out of his mod chat while he was slagging J-Rom off. And I have loyalties to J-Rom, so yeah, you can stick your wrench where the sun don't shine. I don't care about a wrench. Dawn is tore up from the floor up. Yeah. Vatan, is that how you pronounce your name? Vatan? That's how I'm pronouncing it. Hello, I've heard about you from Jeff Thomas Black. Ooh, Eli gave me a wrench, but I relinquished it because he betrayed our labor movement. Ooh, okay. Oh, thank you, Vatan. I pronounced that properly. If I didn't, that's how it's being pronounced now. Because I'm not very good with the lingo. It's a sad state of affairs when someone else will take abuse and criticism like Eli does just for the sake of having some attention. Yeah, I think it was Pedro last night that said, it was either Pedro or Hannibal that said, do you actually like this attention? You know, I stood up. There's a lot about different personalities. I never cared about the wrench even when he gave it to me. I don't give a fuck about a wrench. I stood up and there's something and caught him off guard with my words to not give him the satisfaction. Yeah, I don't cower to anybody. I've never cowered to anyone. I've had my little fights on YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I haven't exactly sat there and took it. But I'm not going to be told, you know, that my opinions are constantly wrong. Eli's problem was I had my own opinions and he didn't like it. They never matched up to his. Me and a bunch of other people who were obviously disbanded as well had difference of opinions. And when I used to say in his chat, back when I was over his side and in his chat, I'd have a difference of opinion and he'd just ban me. He banned me 4 different times, and each time he asked to have me back. I went back. I then had to watch my mouth on what I said because it's your wrench to lose. And I lost it repeatedly. Just having opinions. A difference of opinion doesn't mean it's bad. For me, I know if I'm in too deep, if a creator gives me a wrench. I mean, wrenches on my channel, I'm not just giving out. If you're here for a wrench, you are sorely mistaken. We don't just give wrenches out here. You earn a wrench. If you stand up for me in somebody else's chat, that'll get you a wrench. If you've been with me like Gordo has on this channel for nearly 7 years, that gets you a wrench. If you're loyal to me and you stick up for me and you have my back, that gets you a wrench. That's the kind of crew or group I want to be a part of. People that have your back. Now, I've had difference of opinions. Me and Coach J-Rom have had more than one difference of opinion on a topic. We've talked about it. We've both hashed out our side. And then we've just decided that each of us can have our own opinions. I didn't ban J-Rom and J-Rom didn't ban me. And you know why? Because we're adults. We're adults. Sounds right. Sounds about right, Raven. He did the same to Lily and Sarah. Yeah. He does not get that being so narrow-minded stunts his channel. He just doesn't get it. He never has, and he never will. He uses wrench as making you feel good. Yeah. He gives wrenches out because it gives you a sense of well-being, a sense of pride. And then, if you're naughty, you get the ban hammer and he takes your wrench and you're like, oh no, I don't have a wrench. Come on, it's a fucking wrench. What does a wrench actually do? I mean, you ask Joe. Joe Buddy in my chat will tell you it took him 4 years, 5 years to even get a wrench in my chat. He was only wrenched recently and I've known Buddy 4 or 5 years. Took him years to get a wrench. Absolutely years to get one. You know, he never had a wrench here until recently. Gordo didn't have a wrench until recently. There are people that still come in my chat and have done for years that don't have wrenches because I have my circle quite small for good reasons. Giving a wrench to someone is also a convenience for him because he has to clear everyone he doesn't recognize or check you're the real. Yeah, so if you don't have a wrench, you're a troll and he instantly can ban you. Yeah, I could share 10 things to make his channel soar, but he'd never listen to me or anyone. No, I've told him, J-Rom's told him, Tammy's told him, Lycan had told him, JB had told him, Buddy had told, a whole bunch of us had tried to tell him there was a different way. There was a different angle you could take. Fuck the coach title was one of them. Just a different way of doing things. But he wouldn't listen. And that's Eli. That's Eli in a nutshell. He does not listen. One would be quit pitting wrenches against non-wrenches. Yeah. Having a wrench is okay. I go into a chat and if somebody wants to give me a wrench, so be it. I don't sit in the chat to get a wrench. I don't turn up to a chat to get a wrench. That's not how I roll. I don't care about wrenches. Like I said, it took Joe Buddy, 5 or 6 years to get a wrench. You have to earn it. Wrenches are not things just to be given out willy-nilly. I don't like how he said it's okay to smack children for discipline. He did say that. As if it wouldn't feature. I can't say that I haven't given my child the odd tap. I must say, when my kids were younger and they would misbehave, like if they'd drawn on my wall, with a crayon, I would get their hand and I would smack it. No problem. That I don't call like, I wouldn't call that like domestic violence or something. But if my kid had drawn over the wall with a crayon, I'd get their hand and I would tap them. And I'd say, don't do that again. I'd tap them. If they were messing around and they did something else, I might give them a pat on the bottom. Not an actual smack them kind of thing. But a tap is enough to be like, no. The same, as I do, and I did it to all my children. I taught my children the same. A tap on the hand or a slap on the bum. That was 10 times less than I ever got when my parents told me off. I used to get a slipper across the arse. I've had a cane rod across the arse. I used to get hit with quite a lot of stuff. And my parents were quite violent. But discipline isn't a bad thing. It's just how you go about it. But smacking kids, I'm like no. Taps on the hand, taps on the bum, just to reinforce the no, you're not doing that, or no, that's wrong. That's not bad parenting. I mean, they do more to you in the army than that. You want to see some corporal punishment? We'll stick you in boot camp. I never cared about a wrench. Nah, I don't give a shit about a wrench. If people give me a wrench, so be it. I'm not there give me. That's not how I roll. I haven't created much lately, but maybe you have some pointers for me or tips. On content, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Nothing speaks more volumes in content than being yourself. Sell yourself is the way to go. That's how I do it. My live streams are selling myself. Yes, I'm selling content that I'm talking about, and I have been generously donated today. So thank you to everybody that turned up today and donated. But you have to sell yourself. But sometimes you have to know the difference between faking it and being real. Now, Eli's a faker, 100% bona fide faker. He's two entirely different people on camera and off camera. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes and experienced it. He's not the same person. The kiss arsing of Pedro last night, compared to like, what, 6 months ago where he was slagging Pedro off, you can see there's two different sides of Eli. You can just see it. Tough love and discipline is only necessary when a kid does something extremely bad to learn a lesson. If he's a minor, something, then they get time out, no phones, no outside, no TV, easy to learn. Yeah. I've always given my son a tap on the hand. If he's misbehaved, you have any idea how you tap yourself on the hand there, it hurts. You tap yourself even gently, that part of your hand, that hurts more than smacking a kid round the head. That stings. That actually creates like a bee sting feeling. It's that part right there. You just use your forefingers and tap it like that. That stings. That was enough for my kids to behave. Didn't need the old whacking. That was enough. That or a tap on the back of the legs. Just a quick tap. They soon stop. I didn't corporal punish my kids, but I did discipline them. And I have turned, and I have 3 very mature, gentlemen children or adults. My youngest is Nelly, an adult now, and all my other kids are adults. But they soon learn. They soon learn that a tap is enough. Michael Kaywood, I love all your videos. I love all my videos too, Michael. Hey, Michael. I think we all have different sides, but I think people should see all your sides and not be fake for show. Yeah. Don't come on YouTube. I mean, it depends what you're doing. If you want to come on YouTube and entertain people and put on this whole persona of who you are, then so be it. Me, this is me. You ask my friends, my family, ask Gordo. Gordo's met me in real life. Gordo will tell you I'm exactly how I come off on camera. You did right as a mother, and I'm sure the father played a part too. Only in one of my kids' lives. The rest, not so much. I was a single parent for most of my first years with my kids. What was I saying? Yes, being yourself is the key to YouTube. If you want to put on a persona like Eli does and play a character for one person and change for this person and change for that person, so be it. But you ask anybody on YouTube who I am, the Midnight Raven is the same person in each community. Wherever I've gone, everybody in this chat will tell you I am the same person. And even Gordo, who's met me in real life, will tell you I am no different. This is me. I am really just trying to help people. Not a life coach, fuck me. I do other things apart from rant about Eli. I do murder. I do unsolved crimes, serial killers, mysteries, disappearances. I have so much content that I haven't been able to film this year because I had 3 deaths this year, which took a bit of my time in February and June and recently. I had 3 deaths. 2 of them were actually really close to me. One was my best friend. He died in February. I had my uncle die recently, and I had my neighbor die recently. And I stopped doing my content that I love for a while, the serial killer stuff, the murder stuff. I just didn't have the heart to do it while I was grieving. But generally, I do serial killer stuff. I do murder stuff. And all of that. I do inspirational ones. If you didn't see my mental health video the other night, I did mental health talk and having dark thoughts, which is a personal experience of my own. I do have mental health problems. I do suffer from depression, body dysmorphia. I also suffer from an eating disorder. I do have my own demons that I am fighting. And I do bring it to my channel sometimes, not all the time, because I don't want to depress everybody. But I do different content. It's not just Eli. Let's not beat around the bush. It's not just Eli. Eli is a part of my channel. Life coaching is a scam telling you need something you don't. yeah, I don't need life coaching. Sorry to hear that, Raven. Yeah, Holly, I lost 3 people this year in quick succession, like boom, boom, boom. Which is why my channel content slightly changed, because I couldn't go to a graveyard. I couldn't do stuff about death. I needed to take a small hiatus, you know, come back out a bit, because I couldn't do it while I was grieving. And I'm still grieving for my best friend. His anniversary of his death is in February, and it'll be a year. And I still, to this day, have his number on my phone. I have his pictures on my phone. I am still a part of Facebook with him, but he's been dead a year in February, and I just can't let go. But I knew him for 27 years, so was a big part of my life. So I changed my content slightly, and I want to get back to doing my murder mysteries and everything else, as well as talking about Eli. Eli, you're not getting off that easily. Don't even think that I'm just going to suddenly not keep doing content on you, because I think Tammy's live. Has Tammy gone live? Somebody tell me if Tammy is live. I think Tammy is live. Can someone tell me if Tammy is live? If Tammy is live, we'll go over there and support her. I have been streaming for 2 hours and my legs are killing because my cushion covers are in the wash. My son melted some chocolate on my cushion, so I'm sitting on the hard chair. But I think Tammy's live. Has Tammy gone live? Was she live at 5? I can't remember when Tammy was live. Was she live at 5? What did Robert say? Oh, Tammy's live. Okay. Can someone put Tammy's link? Is she doing it? It's an actual stream, right? It's not unlisted, is it? Tammy's is an actual stream, isn't it? Can someone put the link to Tammy's in, and then we'll go support Tammy. Go support Tammy. Yeah, go over to Tammy's channel. Tell her Raven's coming. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you to Nothing But Silicone, Dragon, Jenny, Bodacious, Alessa, and Twig, or Twiggy. Bodacious, Jenny, Dragon, Silicone, and Twiggy for donating to my channel. You are awesome. And I will see you all over at Tammy's. Go see Tammy. Bye, guys.